Hey guys, this is Shun, Strickland, coach of the Live Your Dreams brand and the founder of Black Women Build Wealth. And today I'm going to talk to you about the CBAs of building dreams with my favorite oldest son, Chase Strickland. Don't just wait, say hi.
Hello.
So we're going to be talking about some of the fundamental principles of success, because success is not an accident and people who are successful are doing some pretty consistent things. So as always, if you enjoy the video, if you learn the video, please be sure to share the video, show Chase a little love today. I'm going to be interviewing him a little bit and talking about some of the personal things that he has had to learn in order to implement success in the area of building his dreams. All right. So Chase, tell them how old you are, your classification in school, and what the dream you're working on right now.
Okay, I'm 17, I'm a senior in high school, and the dream I'm currently building towards right now is getting a scholarship and playing college football.
Getting a scholarship and playing college football. So as you've been working on that skill, on this dream and building it, what is the first thing that you had to learn that we talk about all the time? It's the C word.
Clarity.
Clarity. What's clarity?
Being clear.
It's about being clear, right? And so if you've had to learn something, what would you say that you have learned are the questions you need to ask yourself when you're looking for clarity?
You need to ask yourself who you are, what it is you want, and what steps you have to take to go get what you want.
So who you are.
Yeah.
What else?
What you want.
What you want. And the third one?
Is the step. What are the steps necessary to get what you want?
What are the steps necessary to get it? So one of the things that I find a lot of times when I'm working with people is that people don't know who they are. So a lot of times people are trying to build a dream that's out of integrity with who they are, or they're not honest about who they are in that state and what's going to help them be there. And then the second thing they have to know is, after you know who you are, you have to know what next?
What you want.
What you actually want. So many times when people are trying to build a dream, they don't know what they want. They have some vagueness, but they don't have a lot of clarity. So like people will say, I want more money, but they don't know how much money. People will say, I want to lose some weight, but they don't know how much weight. They don't have a vision of what they look like at that place. And the Bible says that without the vision, people perish. And so it's really hard to move forward and build something if you don't know where it is you're going, who you are, what you want. And the third one?
The steps necessary to get what you want.
The steps necessary to take it. Okay, so as you have been building this dream of being a football player, what did you learn about who you were?
I learned that I'm actually like a really capable guy, but I learned that when I first started, my mindset wasn't right for what I wanted to do, because I didn't really believe that I had the talent to do what I claimed I wanted to do.
Right. So you had to work on your mindset, right? Yeah. We'll get to that in our second point, right?
Yeah.
And then when you, so you have to know who you are. You have to know what you want and what it takes to get there, right? So then once you decided that you wanted to be a football player, that's the decision, that's the dream, that's the goal, right? But when you first got on the football team, were you playing a lot?
Not at all, really.
And because even though you wanted the dream, your actions weren't necessarily taking you to the dream, right? Talk to them a little bit about what you had to learn about that.
I had to learn that the work I had to do to achieve my dream had to be done outside of practice, and I had to do way more than what my coaches and what my parents were telling me that I needed to do. I had to find it in myself to take the actions necessary to achieve the dream that I say that I wanted.
Right. So would you say that a lot of times people want something, but they don't do the work to get what they want?
Yes.
Yes. And a lot of times people are frustrated because they're not getting where they want to go, but they really aren't doing the work that it would take to get there, right?
Right.
Because sometimes we think that just because we want something, we should have it, right?
Right.
That's not how it works, is it?
No.
So once we get clear, then in addition to being clear, the next one is the B word. You remember? Believe. Confidence. Right. Believe. Right?
Right.
So talk to us about belief. What do you have to believe to accomplish a dream?
First, you have to believe in you, and you have to believe that you have the abilities to achieve the dream that you say you want. Because if you don't believe in you, others might, but it really won't mean anything.
Right. So that's a really good point. So a lot of times we have other people who are cheering us on because you had coaches cheering you on, right?
Right.
You had parents cheering you on. You had friends cheering you on. But what was the problem?
I didn't believe in myself.
You didn't believe in yourself. And so the point I want you guys to understand is that it doesn't matter who prophesies to you. It doesn't matter who tells you that you can be great. You have to make the choice to believe in yourself. So how did you improve your belief system?
I really just started to think and tell myself that I'm just as capable as anybody else who's playing football, and that there's no reason I shouldn't be playing.
Right. So a lot of times would you say that people have the wrong self-talk?
They do, yes.
And when you find yourself getting off, what's typically the problem?
You're talking to yourself negatively and telling yourself that you can't do this or you can't do that because of certain things.
So, for example, sometimes in games you would get really frustrated, and when you would get frustrated, what would happen?
I would start to play worse because I would start talking to myself negatively.
You start talking to yourself negatively, and some of you're in the same situation. Your dream isn't to play football, but your dream is to get a promotion, to build a better relationship. Your dream is to lose weight, and when you get frustrated, you're not saying the right thing to yourself. Chase and I were talking about this today, about how important it is for you to silence your inner critic. Tell them what their inner critic is.
Your inner critic is most likely yourself, just being way too hard on yourself, telling yourself that you can't do this or you can't do that.
Right. Calling yourself names, putting yourself down, focusing on what you do wrong instead of what you're doing right. Now, when we're talking about silencing your inner critic, am I saying to you that you don't need to take responsibility for when you mess up?
No.
What am I saying though?
You're saying that you have to take responsibility for it, but you can't beat yourself up over it. Like, it's important to notice that you, like, to realize that you messed up, and it's important to learn from it, but you can't hang your head on one mistake and then beat yourself down because of it.
So we want to say that again. You can't hang your head. Look, your dad's on here. Tell your dad hi.
Hey, Dad.
He says, I love me and I don't talk bad to me.
That's right.
I love me and I don't talk bad to me. So some of you, the reason you're holding yourself back is because you have a lot of negative self-talk. You're always putting yourself down. You're always telling yourself why you can't do it. And self-esteem is how you feel about who?
Yourself.
It's how you feel about yourself. So other people don't give you positive self-esteem, do they?
No.
Where does self-esteem come from?
Yourself.
Have we ever beat you up?
No.
Have we ever told you that you couldn't do it?
No.
But even when we told you that you could do it, what did you have to do?
Tell myself that I could do
You
it.
had to decide. You had to make a decision and decide that you could, right?
Right.
Now, you're doing a great job. This isn't near as hard as you thought it was going to be, right?
No.
See, it's not as near as hard as you thought it was going to be. We love you too, Andrea. Thank you. Here's Sparky. Tell Sparky what's up. See people on here with you? He said also finding a support system, finding mentors and people. So you have to let people who come into your life, right? So we've looked at clarity. We've looked at right belief. Now also talk about a little bit about how the kind of stuff you started listening to and your visualization.
I listen to a lot of motivational speakers to help keep my mind right. And I started visualizing myself before games, making plays, and even shaking off mistakes that I could possibly make, just so I'd be in the right mindset when I play.
Okay, look at what he said. He didn't just see himself making plays. He also started practicing shaking off from mistakes. Do you recover from mistakes? What happens when the business doesn't make as much money as you thought it would make? What happens when you don't get the promotion that you thought you were going to get? What do you do then? Because he's telling you that what he had to do was learn to manage his mind. He had to learn to manage his mind, and he's still learning to manage his mind, right? Because here's the challenge, the difference between football and basketball. We could help Taylor manage her mind in basketball because the gym is small enough that we could yell and get her attention. But you can't always hear us on the football field, can you?
No.
So you got to be able to do it yourself, right? And the way you do it yourself is you practice. And your dad is saying right thinking produces right behaviors. And as your thinking changed, what happened with your behaviors?
It was way better.
It was way better, right? So now people are looking at you going, where did this kid come from, right? This kid has always been here. He just didn't know he was here, right? And now Sparky is saying, hey, short memory is very important. You have to keep, you're going to mess up. Are you going to mess up if you play football?
Yes.
Are you going to mess up if you're building a dream?
Yes.
The most important thing you can have is a short memory. You got to learn how to shake it off, right? Are you getting better at shaking it off?
A lot better.
But fundamentally, shaking it off is a little tough for you, isn't it? Yeah, it's a little tough for you. So if shaking it off is tough for you, you're going to have to do more work. It's funny because he gets the shaking it off being tough for him probably a little more. His dad is really hard on himself. Me, I'm not so much hard on myself. I'm like, hey, just do better next time, right? And then Andrea says, Chase, you just gave me what I needed. You, just like your parents, you have inspired me.
feels good.
Yeah, see, it feels good. See, and you can share your knowledge and help people because you don't have to be the best in the world, but you can bring the knowledge that you have and inspire someone else. So here you are, you've inspired this lady that you don't even know by being willing to share your story, which is why I wanted you to get on here. See, I really think that eventually Chase is going to do work with me because Chase is the kid who is most like me, and I think that we're going to build this thing out together. So because he didn't have school today, I'm kind of breaking him in, even though he asked me to give him a whole day to prepare. But he had to go to school tomorrow, so I couldn't give him a day to prepare. We had to do it today. Okay, so clarity, belief, and what's the third one?
Right action.
Not just action. What?
Right action.
Right action. A lot of you are busy, but your action is wrong. Before you switched your mindset, were you doing some work?
Not really. No.
Not really. You were kind of showing up. You were practicing, but did you do extra stuff when it was over?
No.
No, because you thought you were going to get it all in football practice, right?
Right.
And we used to say to you all the time, hey, listen, the truth of it is that you got to do the work and you got to work harder. And when other people are chilling, you need to be
working.
Because here's the other thing you need to understand. So let me give you a little context of Chase's story. Chase started playing football late because originally he didn't want to play football. And so as a result, when he started playing football, even though he's tall, even though he's athletic, he didn't understand the game as well. Some of you have started late. You started for promotion late. You started for weight loss late. You have started for getting your money right late. And so as a result, you have to work when other people are chilling. And one of the things that was really good for Chase when he really got it is that he got that when even other people on his team were chilling on a Saturday morning, that you needed to be doing what?
Working.
You need to be working. What does some of that work look like? What are some things you did this summer when other people were chilling off on your month off?
I was working out with Jimmy a lot. I was watching a lot of film a lot and trying to understand the game a lot and what my position means. And I was really just trying to get myself ready for that last push of spring ball so I could get a starting spot.
And so when people are hungry for a dream, do they have time to chill?
No, they don't.
They don't have time. Tell the people, say, if you have a dream, you don't have time to chill.
If you have a dream, you don't have time to chill.
Chilling is for people who don't have dreams and people who have already accomplished the dream. But when you are trying to work for a dream, you do not have time to chill. And you got to make sure you're doing the right action. So the right action was that Chase didn't want to be a marathoner. So he wasn't out running 30 miles trying to get to be a marathoner. He wanted to be a better defensive player. So he had to study what defensive players did. He had to identify, he needed some role models. Who are some of your role models? Because you got role models you can touch and role models that you can watch on film. So who are some of your role models that you can pick up the phone and send a text to and talk to?
Jimmy,
Sparky,
Richard,
right?
And
Keegan. So you got some local role models. Who are your role models? Who are the people who have done what you want to do and they've done it better than you are right now and they can help you? Too many of you, you're out here trying to figure it out all by yourself, and that's why you're frustrated and you're stressed out. You don't really plug in. And now what do you learn about role models? Role models don't just pat you on the back, do they? No.
They also have the tough conversations that they need to have.
They have the tough conversations. And one of the things I really want to say to you guys is that some of you think that a role model and a mentor is just supposed to clap for you, but sometimes they have to critique you. It doesn't always feel to be good to be critiqued. No. It's really tough when your mother's a life coach, isn't it?
Yeah.
Why is it tough?
Because you're always critiquing.
Because I'm always critiquing, right?
Right.
Because I'm always challenging you to do what?
Be a better thinker.
To be a better thinker, because you can't change your life if you don't change your thinking. And then your dad is on here and he's saying you have to study to be better, and he's always challenging us about excellence, right? Like do it at the highest level that we can. So you got me coming from one side, it's always like, why did you do it? Walk me through. What happened? Where was the breakdown? And then you got your dad who's like, here's the standard. Jump to the standard, right?
Right.
But overall, is it making you better?
Yes.
Does it get on your nerves sometimes?
A lot.
A lot. No, tell them again.
A lot.
A lot. Sometimes do you want me to stop talking to you?
Yes.
Do I get on your nerves?
Yes.
I'm okay with the fact that I get on his nerves. Jimmy was good at critiquing. Did Jimmy get on your nerves?
A lot.
Who got on your nerves most, me or Jimmy?
Jimmy.
Jimmy. So Jimmy is even worse than I am. But without Jimmy getting on your nerves, would you be here where you are right now?
No.
And so you don't understand that you need some people who get on your nerves, some people who aren't just clapping, some people who aren't just telling you how amazing you are, some people that are nitpicking the things that you need to do to get to the next level. Who is in your life that does that for you? So as we wrap up, we're talking about you need to be, number one, you need to have clarity. Number two,
believe.
You need to have the right belief. And number three,
take the right action.
The right action. So if you ask yourself, what are you doing to work on your dream? Because going to work all day, working hard is great and it pays your bills, but will they get you to your dream? So like Chase has school, Chase has football. Sometimes when you come home, you just want to do what?
Go to sleep.
You just want to go to sleep. Do you get to just go to sleep most days?
No.
What do you have to do? Homework, and then what?
I gotta watch film. I gotta take care of other stuff. I got chores to do.
You gotta watch film. So you're learning how to manage your life to get what you want, right?
Right.
Is it easy to build a dream?
No.
Is it worth it?
Yes.
So you're gonna give them a last word. Tell them anything you want to tell them about dreaming, working hard, taking feedback, anything you want to share.
It all starts with you. You have to prepare yourself mentally, and you have to realize that it's your dream and that nobody should have to push you to succeed at what you claim you want to succeed at.
Nobody should have to push you. So I'm going to follow up and end on him. Like, here's the thing. All of you are amazing and you're capable and you are worthy of your dream. But if you're honest with yourself, you're lazy thinkers. You can't take feedback and you don't do the right work. So you're busy, you're easily offended, and you don't work on your mindset. And that's why you're stuck. And I love this. Your dad says you can sleep when you reach your dream, right?
Right.
So you can sleep when football season is over, right?
Right.
And no, here's a bonus that we're going to give you. So part of what Chase is learning about getting a scholarship is that it's very different, is that you have to promote yourself.
Right.
That's probably the most difficult thing for you, isn't it?
Yes.
Learning how to promote yourself. He doesn't care about going out on the field working hard. He don't care about doing 200 push-ups. He doesn't care about sprints, but he hates to have to promote himself. Right?
Right.
I don't even know where he gets that from, because me and his dad will totally promote ourselves. We're like, hey, here we are. We can do this. We're amazing. That's not how he's wired, right? So how much more difficult is it for you, or what do you have to do to force yourself to do that part of it?
I have to remember that's part of my dream and that it all comes with it. It's just a part of it. It's just part of what you got to do.
It's just a part of it. So even when you're building a dream you love, is there a part that you don't want to do?
There's always going to be a part you don't want to do.
So tell them, look.
There's always going to be a part you don't want to do.
There's always going to be a part you don't want to do. And if you cheat that process, you're not going to get there. So we're going to end because he, right, not from us, Strick. He totally doesn't get that not from us. All right, so here's a stretch point for you, right?
All right.
You don't know who might watch this video. No. So there may be a coach out there, a wife of a coach out there. Tell them why they should recruit you to play college football in their defense.
I'm an athletic, sure tackler. I'm a hard worker. I'm going to put in the work on and off the field and in the classroom, and whatever school I go to is going to get one of the hardest working kids I've ever seen.
There you go. That's how you start promoting yourself. So what do you need to do? Some of you need to get a coach, and the truth of it is I'm not the coach for you, but you need to find somebody who is. Some of you need to quit making excuses. You need to do the hard part. You need to learn how to visualize. You need to work on your mindset. You need to stop needing people to clap for you on the back and learn how to take some critiques and be able to adjust the critique, because everybody who's critiquing you isn't against you, are they?
No, they're usually for you.
They're usually for you, but you don't see it because your mindset is so weak and so fragile. Chase, I really appreciate you getting out of your comfort zone. Yes. He did good, didn't he, Strick? So anyway, Thank you guys for watching the video. Share the video. If you know some coaches, share the video, because Chase is going to get a football scholarship, aren't you?
Absolutely.
Yes, and the people who sleep on him, they're going to be really, really sad that they slept on him, because he is dope and he is only getting better. And you have got to decide that you're going to have your dreams no matter what it takes. You need to get clear. You need to build your confidence. You need to quit making excuses. You need to get out your own way. You need to get with some people in your life who can call you out, who can pull you on the carpet, who can hold you accountable, and you need to learn how to suck it up and do the work that you don't want to do. And Sparky, I know you're still on here, so you make sure that Rich and Jimmy see this and understand that Chase now is open for all kind of critiques and feedback, because he is ready to do the doggone thing. All right, Keedron just came to this. You need to go back and watch it, Keedron, because he gave you a shout out. All right, share the video. If you know a coach, tag him in the video. If you need to quit making excuses, do that, and you can shout out at us on this video and tell us the excuses that you have quit making. All right, we are out of here. Tell the people bye.
Bye.
Tell them thanks for listening to you.
Thank you for listening.
All right, talk to you next time. Bye.